Okay guys, so the pizza, was really delicious. It was super delicious, and it was everything that I remember from Dominic's Pizza in Waterbury. And I got a veggie grinder, and Dominic's said they didn't have a vegetarian grinder nor a vegan grinder. So my cousin said, you asked for what you want. So I talked to them, and they were saying, we don't do that. And I said, oh, okay, but you wouldn't do it for money? And the guy said, I guess he just thought about it for a minute. And he spoke with someone in the back, and the person was like, I guess they thought about it, said, sure, yeah, we'll do it. And they went on and made me a delicious veggie grinder. It was delicious. It was really good. It was savory. So I shared half with my brother, my twin, and then my sister had a meatball grinder, and she shared half of hers with my brother as well. So it was quite a savory little Italian dinner that we just had. And I really wish I had my camera on, because my sister and my brother and my cousin were talking about the You don't want to tell them what happened?
No.
Yes, they do. This is my back home trip, and that was a part of me leaving Waterbury. You going back to the back? Oh, see, Glenda saw what I did not see because I was under the dash. Glenda,
I'm so sleepy.
can you just go through it one more time?
I want to go through that one. I'll do it tomorrow.
No.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so my sister and my brother were riding in the yellow moving van that my father was driving when he left Waterbury when I was, I guess, in the 9th grade, 10th grade, because I went to Tuskegee Institute High School. I think I was in the 10th grade when I got here. And my family just told the story of my dad moving us from Waterbury to Tuskegee Institute, and everything that we owned was in the moving van, the yellow big moving van, our furniture, our clothes, everything. Even what we were going to use to start, my dad was going to start a laundry business. So my dad was super tired from getting everything ready to hit the road, and he fell asleep at the wheel while driving the moving truck. And when he fell asleep, the truck went into the embankment, and my sister and brother and cousin said it went into the air and was spinning like a top. And my brother said he thought everybody was dead or something horrible had happened in the back. And my sister, my oldest sister, Diane, ran. She was the first one to leave the car. And my Uncle Junior was driving a car, a station wagon. And in the station wagon was my Uncle Junior, of course, my sister, my oldest sister Diane, my knee baby sister Glenda, who was telling the story today, my brother Claude, my cousin Ronnie, and Bernadette. She was the little one. So my sister Chicken, the one with the sauna. When you go see my vlog, well, this is my vlog channel, okay, duh. Bernadette, the one who owns the sauna. Okay, so they're all driving in the station wagon, and they said my cousin and brother and sister today said they all looked back because they were driving in front of us. And they said they all happened to look back at the same time. And they saw the truck, a huge yellow truck, spinning like a toy truck on its nose. Just spinning, spinning, spinning. And so they said that it dropped down. It dropped down. The truck dropped down and the wheels came off the truck. It just dropped flat on all four wheels. And then the front set of wheels came off. And I'm in the truck driving, riding with my dad who was driving. My mom was in the moving truck. And my baby sister, Athira, was in the truck. And she was a baby, asleep on the seat. And my mom was at the window, the passenger window, and I was sitting next to her, and my baby sister was asleep. And so my brother said when the truck was spinning like a top, he was just like, everybody was shocked and stymied. And I was on the floorboards of the truck, on the floorboards. And I had rolled off the seat and went into a curl on the floor. And my baby sister was still on the seat when the truck came down on all fours. And my mom had hit her head on the dash, and she was leaned over, and she was like immobile. So my dad had gotten out of the moving truck, and my cousin said that it was crushed, like the cab door was crushed. So my Uncle Junior, my cousin's dad, came. He was at the passenger door, and I remember someone saying, "Get them out before it blows. Get them out before it blows." But it didn't blow up, and we had just gassed up, my sister said. So, and yeah, we had just gassed up. So my Uncle Junior found a crowbar, and he opened that door. He opened the door and got my mother out, and he got me out, and my baby sister. Maybe my dad got my baby sister out. I don't know. We were all safe, but my Uncle Junior helped my dad in so many ways. They helped one another because they were a close-knit family. But my Uncle Junior was a Mason, and he said the words of the Mason greeting, and the police officer was a Mason. So that is how my dad stayed out of jail, because my Uncle Junior was there to exchange Mason brotherhood with the officer. And then my Uncle Junior was going to send some of us by bus on to the south, where we were relocating because my mom was passing of cancer, and there was nothing else the hospital could do for her but send her home to die. So my dad was moving all of us to his parents' home in Tuskegee. So that's why we were having to move from Waterbury to Alabama. But my dad said, no, everybody is going to stay together. So we all crowded in the station wagon. And that's how we all got to the same place at one time, safely, in the station wagon to my grandparents' home. And just to hear them tell that story was chilling. And to see, I didn't have that experience. They had the experience of watching the truck make its revolution in the air. And then I'm just holding on while it did its thing in the cab of the truck on the floorboards. So we were having different experiences. It makes you appreciate life to hear a story like that and remember what all happened. It makes me appreciate family. It makes me, no matter what happened to any of us, no matter what we did or no matter what we said to one another, then, before, or afterwards, a story like that makes you appreciate family and the love that family has. And then getting off of a road, and because everybody who hits a road doesn't make it to their destination. Getting off a road and getting to your destination is a blessed thing, as I was saying, because when we were coming here, my sister was driving, my brother was in the front seat, and I was in the back seat. We passed by about 4 or 5 guys on motorcycles. They were little guys, and the comments we were making was, they sure are little. They are little. Those were some little guys, and they were little guys on the motorcycles. So after we passed them, and then we got on to the next subject, not too far down the road afterwards, all of the guys were on the side of the road, and the traffic had slowed, and one of the guys had been thrown from his bike because someone obviously had to have cut him off in traffic and continued driving, because he was sitting in the grass on the side of the road. His bike was down, and the other riders, some had gone on ahead of him, or some were already in the front, so they put down their bikes. One guy put down his bike in the front and ran to the back to see how everybody was, he was riding with, were doing. And one of the travelers on the road stopped and got a bottle of water and passed it to the one that was obviously thrown from his bike, because his bike was crashed. And as they said in the bike language, he laid his bike down, and he had to lay it down because somebody probably ran him off the road. I mean, right, Glenda? Mm-hmm. Somebody ran him off, and then nobody even stopped to take ownership of it. They just kept going. You know how people are. They probably thinking, I can't stop and tell these people that I ran this guy off the road. I'm just going to keep going. So it's a blessing that those guys were living to even console one another, and I'm glad they were all living. I didn't want to see any severed limbs and burned motorcycles and burned bodies of people we had just passed. Who wants to see that? But I just feel doubly blessed, and I will tell you the story of when I went to sleep at the wheel and what happened. So this is already 13 minutes. Hey, I can see that. It's 13 minutes and 41 seconds. So I will tell you guys my story of when I went to sleep, just like my dad, at the wheel, in another vlog. Perhaps tomorrow I'll tell you.